formation is at its heart about collaboration and progression. So it's not a competition. Every line on the mountain is free for all. Anyone can ride it. It doesn't matter who built it, and I think that's special. I think that the beauty of formation is that we have the space and platform to really show up on the highest level of our sport.
Formation for me is a collaboration of women in freeride and pushing each other to do better.
We're in the infancy of this segment of the industry, so every single decision matters. It matters for the girls next year, it matters for those that are 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Like, we get to make the space. We may be behind, but we can do what we want.
Formation to me is an opportunity for creativity, collaboration, and progression.
Formation to me is being able to showcase your skills and riding with a group of girls that are pushing each other.
Formation to me is a gateway.
Formation is this place where we can gather selected female riders that are some of the best bike handlers in the world. And they can come to this place where we can work together to exponentially grow.
Yeah, I think that formation is one of the best experiences in my whole life. I think that we're going big, and this is the best opportunity for me for start in free riding.
Formation to me is just like such a huge opportunity to showcase the world what women have to offer in the free ride scene, and it's just like such a good platform for us to have free reign to build whatever we want and ride how we want.
Formation to me is a bunch of really talented women coming out to Virgin to send it.
Red Bull formation consists of one course walk day, so all the athletes and the build teams go out and they walk the course and they check out all the lines and they decide what part of the course really speaks to them and could illustrate all of their potential as a rider the best.
I'm pumped, which almost scares me. I'm like, you should probably be scared, but you're not.
Walking up on the first day was like pretty intimidating and overwhelming and like scary because you're seeing it all for the first time in person and it's so much bigger.
The 2008 course is an interesting one because it's the first Rampage that I ever went to in person. I went there when I was 17, straight out of high school. I camped there and watched the event, and that was like the event that inspired my riding career now. I remember a lot of the lines and a lot of the people that did those lines, and coming back to it for formation is a pretty special thing for me.
First day walking up and it's kind of like, where do I start, left, right or middle? It was cool seeing what the other girls were looking at doing, and then you kind of just go, oh, they're gonna look at that, maybe I look at something over here, or group together and dig with the other girls.
I want to have a variety of features on the line, so I like to have something that's kind of like a steep, techie feature, because that's kind of the style of riding I like to do in Bellingham. And then I wanted to have some like fun jumps that could maybe do trick or just like have good style on. And then I wanted to have like a drop feature, because that's something that is challenging to me, is we don't have a lot of big blind drops where I ride, and so that's something I felt like would be a good thing to work towards progressing.
So they pick a line, and then the following 3 days are build days. So they have the opportunity to build their own lines, top to bottom. And given that we are at a previous Red Bull Rampage site, there's a lot of existing lines. So a lot of it's reworking old lines and also building new lines. It's a cool blend of old and new, and I think that's special.
Being here more is a huge advantage. You get that exposure therapy. You're up on the cliffs all the time. You can see what the terrain is like over and over again. And it's like, it's crazy. You go up for the first time, your heart is racing just hiking up the mountain. You go up a second time, it's a little easier. You go up a third time, you're like, oh yeah, I can ride down this. So I think that exposure therapy is a huge advantage. And I think the more we get to spend time out here, the better.
Okay, so today's day 1 for D. Here's my team. So stoked to be here. When I came here, the thing that I already know is that I wanted to do a run top to bottom, starting in the mesa and finish it in the tent. Also, I wanted to build some frame from zero.
It's gonna be terrifying because it's a really vertical drop. Like it's much further down than it is out. But yeah, it should go pretty good. One of my main goals being here was to build my own drop. It was really important for me to just like create something new that was my own.
This part of the line's actually kind of a mystery. I didn't really look at it a whole lot. Just kind of a couple fadeaway bench cut things and just trying to build them to my strengths, I guess. Trying to make them fun and less scary.
Much like snow, you basically make these sandbags as the shape of the jump and then fill it in. You can get excited for people as if they're your sister. It's really genuine and it's pretty epic to think of these ladies as our best friends and sisters and get to help them.
Coming off 2019 and now into the 2021 formation event, knowing kind of what we're getting into with this whole event and like having some experience with building out here, we're able to wrap our heads around building something much bigger and tackling something gnarlier and more involved. This year, everyone has been fully committing to much bigger features and going at these builds with a lot more confidence.
I haven't really focused on like making a full line just because we were trying to help other girls out with their lines with the bottom features, and then also we helped build the bottom features of Casey's and Sam's line, and because it's all like really collaborative, I just really wanted to help everyone with that, and then I figured everyone could just ride everything and have a lot of fun sessioning different parts and have multiple different options to choose from.
On the build days, I think that the building process is really, really important to the success of the athlete. It's hard to describe even coming out here for the first time. It's overwhelming and you really need that time just on the exposure to get familiar with the dirt and to learn how things line up and what works. And it's kind of a form of exposure therapy, really, like being out there. And that process is like a really key part of the success in the riding portion.
I feel like yesterday's morning ride pre-dig was very welcome because that just got so much unknown off of our shoulders, and just do a few hits and everything went smoothly and the vibes were high and everyone was positive, so that's looking promising.
It's just like you crave that feeling of weightlessness, but also the scared weightlessness. It's a good collection of feelings.
I think it's cool to build it to where you're comfortable with it, but you gotta make it so you're gonna be pushing yourself and it's gonna be a little bit scary as well.
I kind of tend not to think about it too much, otherwise you start overthinking and question a lot of things. So for me, I just kind of will like look at it and be like, oh yeah, sweet, like tell myself I can do it. Watch someone guinea pig it, follow someone, and then just drop and hit it.
I can't believe Jess is only 18. She shreds. And man, they can whip too. Jess and Vinny both, like, I'm so jealous of their whips. It's awesome seeing girls get into it so young and they progress super quick. Shoot, I'm pretty nervous about some of the stuff up top. They've scraped in some pretty gnarly stuff. Like, they've been rebuilding some old Rampage stuff, and I think there's some new stuff up there too. And I'm definitely excited to look at it and hopefully try it. Like Via's line down the center in the front, the double drop. I've looked at that thing a lot and have wanted to do it, so it'll be cool. She put in a lot of work on those drops.
After 3 days of digging, feeling pretty tired, but also feeling super excited and fired up to start riding. Seeing some of the riding go down yesterday, just cannot wait to see what we're able to accomplish.
The risk versus reward thing's a bit gnarly. think having the guys here is really integral. They have so much experience. We need them to feel confident on the speeds. It's so important to have that for safety, and they're super happy to give us the feedback.
I'm guinea pig guy. Side headwind, a little bit. Ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
How it feels. He was like, if you trust me, we're gonna do it fine. And was like, I trust you, let's go, let's do it.
So greasy.
That was so sick.
Greased it right up.
I got this, you know the speed. 3, 2, 1, watermelon. No! No! Jeez. Yes, I'm fine. Yeah, you got it, Baya.
Learning the hard way sucks a little bit, but I'm glad I'm fine. I'll get it out of the way. My mom is gonna be so mad.
When it's not like you and you're coaching through, it's really cool to see though. Baya went a bit too slow, missed her pop, had a huge slam, but got up from it and crushed it. So it's really sick, super proud of her for that.
It's scary, truth be told, but with the guys it's nice to be like, you take a deep breath and you're like, okay, I know that you can help me get through this.
Their advice on how to change the line to make it work or towing us into the features, it's just like really reassuring.
Oh my god, oh, that's scary. Yeah, luckily that, I came around full rotation and landed on my butt. The vibe this year is just insane. It's just so much like good energy, and like being here, it just feels amazing. Yeah, just linking that whole line together, like top to bottom, and feeling good and confident about it, that would be amazing. Like that is definitely where I envision success for myself. And then also just seeing everyone else do the same thing, it's gonna be incredible.
Getting hyped up for the last day. There's some top to bottom runs hopefully gonna go down, and definitely still have a few features to take off this morning.
I already tried all my line. The only thing that I have to do today is connect everything.
It's the last morning of formation, which is wild. I think today is definitely going to be a historic day for women's freeride. All the women, you know, they've got the pieces of their lines that they've all been working on, and now they get to put all those pieces together into long, fluid runs.
Just gonna try and link all the drops and shoots on my ridge that I did yesterday, but I did them one at a time, so try and just
do a smooth top to bottom.
MTB was a dark horse in 2019, and she's certainly not now. She never looks for like approval or what anyone thinks in her riding. She just goes out and rides the gnarliest things that she can ride, and it doesn't matter if a camera's there or anyone sees it. MTB just likes to get gnarly, and she's born for this kind of thing.
Oh my God!
Casey's really this ringleader that all the girls really look up to. She's the first woman that's made it as a pro freeride athlete, and she's just an incredible role model, incredible human being, and I feel like she's just like the epitome of what it means to be an ambassador for our sport. Chelsea's from the Salt Lake area, but she spends a lot of time in Virgin, and I feel like she has spent more time out here than anyone. She wasn't a part of formation in 2019, but she has just been on fire since then, and her riding over the last 20 months has just gone through the roof, and I mean, she's so good out here.
Definitely the biggest candy gap I've ever done.
Via is so good at everything that she does. You just know that Via is gonna show up every single day, just on point, and she's done the work, and she's gonna ride fast, and she's gonna ride powerful, and she's gonna ride with style, and she works so hard. Cami has been racing on the World Cup circuit for a very long time, and she's also been doing all these urban races throughout South America, and she's from San Martin de los Andes, which is in Argentina, and it bumps right up against the Andes, and I mean, they have some of the best free ride in the world, and I really think that Cami's the woman that can really just light the fire for the women coming out of South America, and I think this is where Cami belongs.
All these is 100% personal for me. It's the thing that I wanted to do, you know. The first day that I arrived here was like, I want to do a top to bottom. That is my goal, and I think that I get it. So I'm so proud of myself. Yeah.
Jess was recommended to me by Vinny. I started watching Jess, and she's just so naturally talented. I mean, just seeing her ride out here and the way that she looks at things and her confidence, the sky is the limit for Jess. Vinny is like the style queen. Vinny's just infectious with that air and that style, and she's just stoked to do anything and go big, and just bringing that energy into the mix is electric, and I love having her around and watching her ride out here. Sam is this up-and-coming ripper. She came from this downhill background. She had previously raced BMX, and she's super skilled on her bike, and she's just all in now. She's hungry, and the stuff that she's working on and the stuff she's riding on a regular basis, I mean, I have high hopes. She has a lot of potential to go and do big things. I really want a path for women in freeride. There hasn't been an option there, and it hasn't been a career path. There's been a few outliers like Casey and Vero who have really broken through, but women have not been able to make a career in freeride. And there's a few different components to that, and part of it is really actually having a viable career and being paid fairly and having the support from the industry. It's about representation in the media and having a space and platform to share all of these other stories. It's also about really welcoming this kind of next wave of riders that are behind us, and I want each and every rider that's here and not here to always be thinking of all the people that are coming behind them, because that's what our future is.
Having more eyes on this aspect of the sport is huge. To be quite honest, last year when I was here, I was talking to all the girls, and not one of them shared my same job title in their sport, made a living just free riding. And now that's changed, and that is I'm super thankful for that.
We're at the forefront of kind of a newer side of mountain biking for women, and that's a really cool opportunity to be able to create our own path and make it our own, not having formation as a contest. I think that's really important to keep that as a standard in freeride events for females, because that's the reason I want to do freeride, is because it's not a contest. It's like just fun, expressive of your own personality.